why does it feel like it's been a while since I sat at this spot? But regardless, welcome to Bryer's Music Showcase. I'm Bryer and welcome to another video. So not long ago, I did a post, or a poll shall we say, on my community tab, and I explained that I went to the record store not that long ago. And the thing is, I am back in school right now. I'm in college, and funny enough, not too far from the college I attend to, there's actually a record store. And I went there recently, and I was kind of on the fence. Should I share what I bought, or should I save it for the City Hall, which is coming later on, which will probably come out either August 31st or September 1st. One of those dates, but so look out for that. And so the record store is called FeeLit, as you can see right here. They even have their own logo on their little bags here. This is not the bag that the CDs were in, this is for something else. But I went there kind of curious. It's not the first time I've been there. I actually did do a video on them last year, I believe. And overall I enjoyed my time there. And like I said, it's been a while, so I might as well go back and, see what they had. And so I wound up buying 10 CDs, which I have right here. And I showed this bag before, but what's in here is actually a 45 single. So I'm going to save this to the end. But of course, I'm going to showcase these CDs as well. And so yeah, if you enjoy these sort of like record store finds videos, then please give the video a like, subscribe if you are new, and of course, comment below your thoughts on any of these CDs that I'm going to be showing. And without further ado, let's just jump right into it. So to start off, the first CD I'm going to show is from ACDC, and the album is going to be Fly on the Wall. So this is 1985 when this came out, and of course this is with Brian Johnson on lead vocals. And this is an album I hear gets a lot of crap. I heard people say this is not one of their better albums, but again, I should really preference that by the time I'm recording this video, I actually have already listened to a good chunk of these already, but I'm not going to share my thoughts because again, I'm going to save my thoughts for the CD haul coming up later. So again, look out for that. So that's why you need to subscribe. But anyhow, so like I said, this album usually gets a lot of crap. I don't really hear that many people say good things about it, but we'll see where I land on here. So it's not the greatest cover, I'll say. It's pretty much, it is what it is, just this wood fence, and there's like this cartoon fly in the corner. Don't know if you'll see this. I'm trying to keep this video as bare bones as I can. On the back you just have these photos of the band, and of course this is I believe the first album with a new drummer, Simon Wright, on here. So let's just go ahead, like a lot of these CD finds videos or record store finds videos, just going to showcase the packaging. So you can see the disc right there, and then if you take out the disc, you can have a picture of Angus there, shirtless and all, sweaty, like he normally is. And of course there's Brian Johnson there, and of course we'll look at the booklet as well. So again, here it is. This is part of their like 2003 remaster collection or something like that, and so they all have the same format. They all give you like lots of live photos at the time, and a lot of background info on the album and stuff like that. So yeah, these are usually presented pretty well. So there we go, and then another sweaty shot of Angus there. So only 10 songs, so not a long album by the looks of it. So yeah, no, don't know if I will say there's not an ACDC album that I outright hate. Who knows, maybe I'll find some enjoyment from it, but again, I'll let you know when the time comes. So now we move on to a pretty unique album from what I've heard. So the artist is actually Beck, and this is his album, Odelay. Now I have two friends online. I'm not going to say who they are, but they know who they are. But I know one of them has heard this album before, and they were not impressed. And I have another friend who I believe has listened to him, but he wasn't impressed either. But I was kind of curious because based on what they described, it sounds like something that be pretty interesting. Something I might, who knows, maybe I might dig. So yeah. I know of Beck, of course. I think the first time I knew Beck was not because of his songs, was actually because I did hear way back when he won a Grammy and Kanye West. He kind of pretty much almost pulled another Taylor Swift moment where he got upset that Beyonce didn't win, so he kind of stormed the stage. So that's kind of where I first heard of Beck. But I have not heard his music prior. So we'll see how I feel about this one. Very interesting album cover. I think this like, I don't know, this like dog, sheep, I don't know what kind of dog you call these. I'm not a dog expert. I'm a cat person, so I don't know. But it looks like a mop to me. But yeah, the back's kind of interesting. You have this kind of almost like Humpty Dumpty like type of thing. I have no idea what's going on, but that's kind of interesting. Yeah, inside you see the disc there. Then we go ahead and look at the booklet. It's more of a pamphlet, really. It just folds out. Okay, you just got this interesting artwork, and then just the information on the back. Again, pretty basic, but there we go. That is Beck, Odelay. For this next one, this is an artist I'm not sure many people know. I know to like maybe a general audience, she's known for like one song. So again, she could be seen as a one-hit wonder, but there's actually an interesting story how I knew of this person. So let me go ahead and show. So this artist is named Estelle, and she's kind of more of an R&B singer. This is pretty much her big album. It's called Shine. And the reason why I know of Estelle, because I didn't know she was a singer originally. I actually knew her for her voice acting work, because she actually does do a little bit of voice acting. And she actually had a big role in one of my favorite cartoons when I was growing up. This is like 2013, 2014, around that time. And my favorite cartoon was Steven Universe, and it was on Cartoon Network. And she actually played one of the main leads, and the character's name was Garnet. I'm not going to go into the details of the show, but bottom line, I loved that cartoon when it was airing. And Estelle, like I said, Estelle voiced one of my favorite characters, actually. Garnet's, like the character Garnet's actually one of my favorite characters. And so that's kind of how I found out who Estelle was. But anyhow, going back to this album, there's probably one song that most people will know. It's called American Boy, and it features Kanye West. So that was a big song. Of course, I believe that's when it was before Kanye really went off the deep end. But yeah, I'm just curious. Again, She did do some singing in Steven Universe, so I liked her voice there. So I was kind of curious if I liked anything else. But yeah, let's look inside. I do like the design of the disc. Has a nice little graphic design there. I think that's kind of cool. And of course, there she is there again. I believe she's, if I'm not mistaken, she is a British singer. So she comes from England. Another one of these like fold out type of things where, again, just has a lot of photos inside and some of the information on the inside that you need to know, credits and stuff like that. But yeah, definitely curious. Hopefully, I'm hoping I'll enjoy this. So next up, we have Jefferson Starship. Of course, this is like I believe the second incarnation of this band. Of course, they started out as Jefferson Airplane, then you have Jefferson Starship, and then they would eventually just be called just Starship. So it's very confusing. For those who collect albums from this band, you can comment below. How do you organize them? Do you put Jefferson Starship and Airplane and it's just Starship? Do you separate them, or do you just put them all together? It's confusing, but anyhow, so this is their second album as Jefferson Starship. This is called Red Octopus. Interesting title, but and I don't know too much from this era of the band. I know this had a big hit for them. Miracles was the big hit on here. I know Grace Slick's in the band still, so that's nice to know. Yeah, I just got this at a whim. I wouldn't say I'm a huge Jefferson Airplane fan, but you know, they're enjoyable. I do like them. And who knows? We'll see how I feel about Jefferson Starship. So there's the inside, and then the inside's kind of plain. Again, just gives you like the bare minimum, the lyrics and stuff like that. Just has, I don't know, the paper on the inside just has this very old school look. Like, it definitely feels old, if that makes any sense, if you get what I'm trying to say. But yeah, pretty straightforward, not much else to add, but we'll see how I feel. All right, next up we have Elton John, and this is called Red Strikes Back. This is his kind of a later 80s album of his. This was supposed to be like a comeback album, I believe, based on what I read. I know one song on here, and that was the big hits. It was I Don't Want to Go Out With You Like That. Because that was on, like, that's on a compilation I have, so that's how I knew the song. But the rest is stuff I'm unfamiliar with. But yeah, you know, the album cover is kind of cool. Just a collection of all the costumes he wore up to that point. Let's open it up again. Pretty standard disc, MCA, and I believe, let's see, that's a regular booklet. Yeah, and look, you can see the full image, by the way, of the album cover there, which is kind of cool. Now there is one song that's kind of interesting. It has Mona Lisa's and Mad Hatters Part 2, which I loved. I love Mona Lisa's and Mad Hatters from, I believe, Hunky Shack-To. So we'll see what the sequel has to offer. We'll see if it's one of those sequels that nobody asked for. Or it might be pleasant surprise. We'll see. There's Donald Duck there, and it looks like Minnie Mouse too. But yeah, there you go. Let's get some metal in the video here. We have Judas Priest, Angel of Retribution. So this came out in 2005, and what's notable about this album, this is the return of Rob Halford after he left after Painkiller. And he was out of the band for quite a while, doing some solo things here and there. But he decided to finally rejoin the band. And from what I've heard, it's a pretty decent album from fans. Again, I'm not gonna say my thoughts because I have heard this. I did listen to this album before recording this. I'm gonna be upfront, but I'm not gonna say my thoughts right now. But what's pretty interesting about this particular, and I guess this was a common thing with this particular CD, is that you can see here it's actually a dual disc. So one side is the actual album, the CD side, but on the back, the other side is actually a DVD. And I believe the DVD, based on what I've looked up, it's kind of like a little mini documentary on the reunion, and I think there's some live concert stuff as well. So I have not watched the DVD side, but it's kind of interesting. You have, I think it's the first in my entire collection that has a dual sort of thing here with a CD and a DVD. So yeah, that's kind of interesting. So let me just put that back here. Of course, I think the big downside of this is that now I have to be even more careful when I handle this thing, because again, it's two sides that has, you know, the coating and stuff like that. And I'm scared and this is like the only way I can hold it is by this. So I have to really be careful. So again, put that back. Let's look at the booklet. You know, just got the artwork there. Some pretty cool artwork, I must say. Very nice. Got the lyrics and everything, as a booklet should. Where's you got the logo? There we go. And then, of course, got the credits on this side here. Of course, you have Rob Halford, Glenn Tipton, K.K. Downing, Ian Hill, and Scott Travis. Not Travis Scott. That's a completely different person. But regardless, still pretty nice to get more Judas Priest. It's been a while. And now we are continuing to build the King Crimson collection, and we have this album from 2000, just 2000 actually. And this is called The Reconstruction of Light. So it's kind of an interesting find. Of course, yeah, this is a later period King Crimson album. I think prior to this, the latest one I had was Thrak, and that was 95. I believe. So we'll see how this one is. I think I enjoyed Thrack. It was kind of nice for what it is. Not one of my all-time favorites, but still kind of nice. Had some interesting stuff on there. And this also came with a little ad, because it has like 30th anniversary editions, and it's listing some of their big classic albums like the In the Court of Crimson King, In the Wake of Poseidon, Lizards, and Islands. Okay, and the lineup by this point is Adrian Belew, Robert Fripp, of course, Trey Gunn, and Pat, hopefully I can say this right, Mastelotto. Apologies if I say that wrong. So opening it up, again, some nice card work, kind of cool, kind of more abstract, but still kind of nice to look at. This one's kind of, not much to say on this one actually, but there we go, kind of fitting the theme here. Okay, what's interesting is that it has Larks, Tongues, and Aspic Part 4. I don't have Part 3. I believe that was on a 80s album, which I don't own. But that'll be interesting. But there we go. We have more King Crimson in the collection. So, little backstory. So not that long ago, you saw me post another poll on my community tab, and I asked the question, what are your thoughts on latter-day Leonard Skinner? And I will kind of date that moment, because that's actually the same day I actually bought these CDs. But the reason why I asked is because I bought this. This is Last of a Dying Breed, and based on when I looked it up, this is actually the latest album they came out with. This came out back in 2012, so it's been a while since this. But yeah, I was just there, just thought, why the heck not? Because I've been, like I said in that post, I've been kind of in a little Leonard Skinner kick, and I thought, might as well give the later period a bit of a chance. Because, most people, there are some people out there who completely ignore this period of the band, saying it's not the real band, it's just a glorified tribute band. And, I never subscribe to stuff like that, because to me, as long as the music's good, I could really care less who's in the band. Okay, just open it up. Pretty, it's kind of not a whole lot to say about the inside, but, you got the lyrics. And of course, since this is the latest album by them, it goes without saying, this is the last album with original member Gary Rosington before he passed away. So as of now, there's like no original members of the original band still alive, which is kind of sad. But at least this current band's still keeping the legacy going. So yeah, I'll let you know my thoughts on this particular album. So yeah. And now we continue to build the Rolling Stones collection, because I found this one, and this is called Bridges to Babylon. This is another 90s album, 97 I believe. I could be wrong on that, but kind of an interesting cover. Got this like blue tiger or lion thing. Kind of cool. Inside there. So again, this is kind of, it's more latter day Stones here. I hear mixed things about this period of the band sometimes, but I'm open to it. Again, this is a long pamphlet here, so here you go, got a picture of the band there. Then you have all of this with all the lyrics. Same thing on this side. I'm going pretty quickly, so if you need to pause, feel free to. Right. This one's probably the quickest segment in this whole video, because yeah, there's not much else to say on this, but it's just more Rolling Stones in the collection. And now we get to the final CD, and it's actually it's kind of fitting I saved this one to last. It's a very notable artist, especially today. You hear this person get brought up a lot. Yep, you know her, you love her. It's Taylor Swift. Yeah, I now have, this is like my 4th or 5th Taylor Swift album I have in my collection now. So this is Red. I believe this is her 4th album. And I know one song on here I actually do remember, because this album came out in 2012, I think, as well. It was just funny. That's the same year that Leonard Skinner album I showed earlier. That's the same year that came out, so it's kind of surreal. But anyhow, and of course the big song on here, we are never getting back together. I still remember that song when that came out, because that song was pretty much everywhere originally. But the rest I'm not too familiar with, and yeah, because why not, you know? Because like I said, I'm planning to do a Taylor Swift series, but it's still in the works. I still am not sure when that's coming out. I'm still in the writing phase. I've been trying to do more of the writing, but life is just getting in the way. But yeah, so there's the back. Now it is broken. The top is broken. I do plan to fix this before the CD haul, so next time you see this, it will be fixed before then. But I guess we'll break it up. So there's the disc. Let's take it out. There you get another photo of Taylor there. Then we get this half. Let's take the booklet out. Pretty thick booklet, really. And the outside, like the outside pages here, like the front and the back cover, definitely has a different feel. Almost feels like a postcard actually, but the actual middle section, it's more like your typical material, I guess. But there we go. You know, we've got some pretty cool photos there of her. This is, you know, this is kind of when she's really, based on what I've looked up, and this is kind of when she's really starting to, it's still kind of in that country phase, but this is kind of when she's kind of transitioning more in that pop sort of field. Again, still not quite like megastar level as she is now, but you know, it's definitely a big step forward in that direction. So there we go. Yep, there. I don't know if people are ashamed of me or proud of me, but I really don't care. But yep, more Taylor Swift. Okay, so that's all the CDs covered, but like I said, we still have a 45 single to talk about. And it's actually kind of glad I found this there actually. So we're going to reveal it in 3, 2, 1. Yep, it's More Queen. Now this is a 45 single, and this actually came out not that long ago. This came out in like 2022, I believe. And this is for the song Face It Alone. Now for those who aren't in the loop, like I am, because I'm a Queen fan. So this actually came out because they were promoting a box set of The Miracle. And they apparently they went through the vaults because they were looking for stuff to put in the box set. And they found this song that they kind of forgot about. And they thought, you know, might as well release it. And yes, so it's called Face It Alone. And I have heard it already. I do remember hearing it when it was first posted on YouTube. And you know, it's kind of a more slower type of track. It's kind of has a darker feel. I wouldn't say it's like it's not like, to me it's not like a top tier song. Like I can see why it didn't make the album, because it's kind of a downer, has a downer feel. But you know, it's nice to hear some more Queen music after all these years. And of course Freddie's still singing on it, and of course he never disappoints. Again, it's not like a song that will blow you away, but it's nice. It's good to like at least give it a listen at least once. And of course all the members are there. But yeah, there's the back, just a photo of Freddie. Again, this is kind of when they were shooting I Want It All. And you know, the front cover has this kind of pretty interesting yellow look to it. So side 1 is the song itself, but then you have side 2, which is a karaoke version. Kind of an odd choice. I really don't think you would play the song at a karaoke bar. I feel like you would really make the whole place depressed. But yeah, let's look what's inside here. I will show the inside. What's cool about FeeLit is that when I bought this, they actually went ahead and gave me a free like little sleeve here, which is kind of cool. And they didn't have to do that, but they did anyway, which is kind of nice. And it's still in the shrink wrap too, by the way. I decided to keep the shrink wrap on, but I did cut the end here because I have heard, because based on comments that I've gotten, it's actually, when you get something brand new, you want to cut the opening so you can let air out, because I heard that's not good for records. So I just cut the edge, but I still have the shrink wrap on it. I didn't take it off. So let me just carefully take it out here. All right. See, I can hold it properly. So here's side one. You know, pretty simple logo. Just got the Queen, the simplified Queen logo, and just tells you what it is. So again, just the song itself, and then side two again with the karaoke version. So yeah, again, I didn't expect to get it, but you know, because it's Queen related and it's actually not too expensive. It's like 14 bucks. So I thought, you know, might as well just keep adding to my ever-growing Queen collection that I hope to get even bigger in the coming future. So yeah, but yeah, I'm still happy I got it. And now let's briefly recap everything I showed in this video. So we'll go in reverse order. So we have Queen, Face It Alone, the 45 single here. Let's put it here, actually. Put it there. Then we have Taylor Swift, Red. The Rolling Stones, Bridges to Babylon. Leonard Skinner, Last of a Dying Breed. King Crimson, the Construction of Light. Make sure you can see that. Judas Priest, Angel of Retribution. Elton John, Red Strikes Back. Jefferson Starship, Red Octopus. Estelle, Shine. Beck, Odelay. And last but not least, ACDC, Fly on the Wall. Alright, so again, very happy on the purchase I made at FeeLit Records. If you're in the downtown San Diego area, make sure you go check it out if you're looking for records. There's actually a few other record stores in that area too, but I haven't gone there yet. But FeeLit. Another positive visit. So thank you very much for watching this video. If you did, please give it a like. And if you're new, please subscribe to the channel and hit the bell, I guess, if you haven't already, so you don't miss any uploads. But yeah, in the comments below, let me know your thoughts on any of the CDs I've shown, and if you've been to FeeLit, let me know your experience. And until then, I'll see you in the next video for the CD haul. So take care and goodbye for now.